Page 53, red ribbon bows. On this lesson, they're introducing you to another ornament. It's called a turn. And like all ornaments, people don't agree on how turns should be played, but we'll deal with it. A turn, they show you the notes at the top of the page 53. The notes given is in the second line there on page 53. You have a C and an E, and you have that weird looking sideways S in the middle. That's the symbol for turn. You'll see that in music. When you do that, you do a turn. And the turn is simply, you start with the first note. The turn is the note above it and the note below it. You're centered around that first note. So it's here. And then you go to the next note, whatever the next note is. It could be anything. It could be up here. It doesn't matter. Turn could be anything. But the notes are centered around that first note given. And the fingering you use is based on what the music needs. The most common fingering is the one they give here. It's the 4-3-2-1. That's easy. Well, here. Your thumb is here. So your thumb is right there. So in this piece, that's the fingering we're going to use on the turn. Now, at the bottom of the page, they've written the turn out for you. Here, the notes. Here. But on page 54, they give you the symbol, but it's played the same way. Now, turn is an ornament. So when I first learn a piece of music, I don't do the ornaments right off the bat. I leave them out. I'll do them when I add the articulation. You can do it however you choose, but that's how I do it. So let's look this over. It's a page and a line long, treble bass clef, 3 sharps in the key signature. This is in the key of A major. Do the A major scale and the A major arpeggio, and you ought to be doing these 2 octaves up and down now. Make sure you're doing everything I explained in those videos. The wrist, work the wrist, the accents, the tremolo, and the trill exercise, the whole bit. It's important. And then we're in 2/4 time. Right hand first. Now they've written out this turn, so I'm going to play it when it's written out, but I'm not going to play it when it's just a symbol. Doesn't make any sense at all, but okay. It's 1 and 2. See all of those? See there's 3 beams on those notes? We haven't had those notes yet. They're actually notes. So we've only gone as far as 16th notes, like you see in the 3rd measure. 1 E and a 2. Here. Well, these are 32nd notes. 16 times 2 is 32. You add another beam, they go twice as fast as 16th notes. As far as counting them, I don't count them, I feel them. It's 1 and. They're all on beat 2. I can go 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and. That's just confusing. So I just go 1 and 2. 1 and 2. I know they're all on beat and. 1 and 2. It's more felt than counted after you get it. Anyway, on page 54 here, thumb, and then scale coming down. That's fine. So if you've been doing the scales on these runs are easy because they're just scales that might not start on the same note as a scale or end on it, but the fingering and the feel is the same. And the second line on page 54 here, 4th finger. Again, if you're doing 2 octaves on the scales, you get this too. Now here I got a problem because now they want 4th finger. I'm out of position. I want to prepare that. So in the second measure, the second line here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now I'm in position for the 4. So again, the second line on page 54, it's here. I'll end up on 2. Now on the 3rd line, I can go ahead and finger it like it's shown. Here, because now the thumb is right here, I can do that. And you had a D sharp in there. We went to an E major scale there. And then we're back to what we were doing at the beginning. In the left hand, well, here, 5 and 3, and then here, you can do that if you'd rather, but here. then here. Don't hold that A down. Page 54, second line. Here, these broken chords. You don't want to do this, you got to do that. And I'll leave that up to you and the size of your hand. Third line, third measure. For the half notes, come up. A B, D sharp. And 1, 2, that is an E and a G sharp. Up here, this is third line, last measure. So it's, again, half notes. And then come down. And then here. So you work out the left hand. Then try to put the hands together. And when I first put the hands together, I'm only trying to figure out one of the notes, fingers go down at the same time. I rabble up, hesitate all over the place. That's fine, I don't care. I just here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and here. So I'm just working it out, trying to figure out how the hands fit together. And then once I've done that, I'll go back over the tough spots, or most of it, or all of it, whatever, and get rid of any hesitation so it's a steady beat. It can be as slow as I need to, I don't care, but a steady beat, no hesitations. And then once I have that, then I'll add in the articulation and the turns. Well, the articulation, you have a staccato, just come off of it. Slur, lift up. You have staccatos in there. And then the turns, well, we've been doing most of the turns because they were written out. But at the bottom of page 54, where they give you the symbol, then I would go ahead and do the turn. Here. And the left hand, connect the left hand as best you can. You can't, but do the best you can with it. Then once I have the articulation, then I think about the dynamics. MF is mezzo forte, which is sort of loud, and it's going to be for the right hand. The left hand needs to be soft in the background. This left hand needs to be light. Yeah, and it's all basically about there. If you have an accent, you bring it out. That means an accented note, instead of moderately loud, it'll be loud for that one note. And don't forget the natural accents. I've been talking about them much, but hopefully you're doing them. It's the first beat of the measure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Now, another thing about natural accents. When you start dividing beats up like this, we got 16th notes and 32nd notes and all kinds of stuff going on. Then, in addition to the regular natural accents we've been getting, here in 2/4 times just first beat. Well, in addition to that beat, every beat then gets its own little natural accent. So in the beat 2, we'll still get a little bit of a natural accent because you're dividing the beat 2 up. Look at the third measure here. Well, the first beat is here. It gets an accent. But go ahead and give the second beat a little accent too. We feel it. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Feel that. 1, 2. We feel these. When you start dividing a beat up, give each beat a little natural accent so we can feel it. It's especially important in runs, like page 54, first line, third measure here. 1, 2, 2. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but that's what I'm feeling as I'm playing it. It's like playing the scales in the videos where I'm telling you to accent these different notes. You're getting that in the music. And if you're doing it in the scales, practicing it, it just happens in the music. You don't even have to think about it. It's just, you feel the beat. And then we can add the speed. Well, it's animato. Well, isn't that wonderful? That's animated. That's quick. It's not the speed of the beat. It's the overall feel. So the more little notes you have, the more 16th notes and 32nd notes and stuff you have, the slower the beat is going to go. It needs to feel animated. Here. feel it, but it has to be accurate. So don't go faster than accurate. So your animato is going to be different than mine or anybody else's. You do it. But again, over time, as you go back through these pieces, years, whatever, you'll find you'll get to play them faster and with more control. Now we have a page turn to deal with. How are we going to do that? Both hands are busy. Well, you go through your options. Now, let's say we've eliminated all the options. Now you have to do it yourself. We don't want to leave out notes if we can help it. Sometimes you have to. But in this particular piece, those 4 measures that are at the bottom of page 53 are identical to the 4 measures on page 54, 4th line. You go down to the 4th line, the notes are all the same. You have to add the MF. You have to remember it's an MF to start with. And they give you the symbol for the turn rather than writing it out. It's played the same. So rather than turn the page here, you simply put it on page 54, leave it on page 54. You play the 4th line through first, and then go up to the top and play the page. And you get the whole thing without having to deal with a page turn that way. That's what I'm suggesting on this piece. It's just one way of playing it. Don't copy me. You make it yours. You don't have to take it that speed. If you want to adjust the dynamics a little bit in places, go with it. If you feel it a little different, getting a little louder and softer in places, that's fine. Go with it. Have fun with it. Just make sure it's accurate. All the notes are there and the rhythms are there and everything's where it should be.